Hi, my name is Denise O'Brien, and I'm the Library Media Specialist at Locust Grove Elementary. Today I'm going to be talking about Seesaw and using folders within Seesaw to help keep you organized. So in Seesaw, folders allow you to organize student work by either subject area or maybe learning objectives, and you can create these various folders in your class. Folders are visible to both students and teachers, and they are also visible to family members. So if you have families using Seesaw for Families, they can also see the folders as well. So let's talk first about how we create folders. So I'm in my Seesaw teacher dashboard, as you can see, and I'm going to come over here to the right-hand side where you see the wrench. This is where I go to do all my class settings and changing my settings. So when I click on the wrench, you can see my class settings box pops up. And now I can scroll down here a little bit. I'm going to go about halfway down to the folder setup. You can see I have two options. The first one is to manage folders, and then this one is to show add to folder step. We'll talk about this option in just a second, but first let's talk about managing folders. When I click on this, you'll see I have some options. I have already made 4 folders for this Seesaw class. You can have as many as you want, and each one can be color-coded. To make a new folder, I'm just going to simply hit the blue button, create a folder. I can choose a color. I can give it a name. So maybe I want my speech students to all put their speech work for their speech teacher inside a special folder. So I can create a folder just for speech. And I'm going to click on the green check. And oops, I guess I already have a speech one. So let's do ECE. We'll do an ECE folder. Green check. And you can see it adds the folder right there. So these are all my folders. And I can change folders by clicking them. I can change the color. I can change the names. And that's all there is to it. So now if I have, let's get out of settings, work in my student's journal. I'm in my student's journal. I can go and you'll notice this little folder icon underneath all students' work entries. I can click on this little folder and I can move this item into reading, or for example, or any folder by checking on the box. So now I can move it into multiple folders as well. So if this is an assignment that is both categorized as reading and maybe also something I want the speech teacher to listen to, I can put it in more than one folder as well. And then I click the green check and it gets added into this folder. So now as the teacher, if I want to go and review student work that's in folder, I'm going to come back over here on my teacher dashboard and you'll see the little folder icon over here on the right-hand side. And when I click that, I can select a folder and just see any items that I have categorized as reading. Or if I want to choose the items that I categorized as speech, I can go back to my folders, choose speech, and it's just going to show me student journal entries that are in the speech folder. So it's an easier way to kind of sort and organize student work. Now let's talk about this other option under the wrench. So I'm going to go back to the wrench and go back down to my folders. This option right here. So when I click Show Add to Folder Step, I have 3 options. One is never. So this means anytime somebody posts an item to their journal, whether it's the students or a teacher, it's never going to ask you if you want to place it into a folder. So if you choose never, then to add items to folders, you're going to have to do it just like I did a second ago, where I go down below each journal item and add it to the folder using this folder label. If I choose the teacher's option, then anytime a teacher posts something to a student's journal or an activity to students, it'll give me the option to add that activity or journal entry to a folder automatically. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to leave it on teachers, and I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to go to, we're just going to make a sample journal activity. I'm going to post some student work. Let's just do a drawing. Just going to draw a circle. And now when I go to post it by clicking the green check mark, you'll see after I select my student, it's going to ask me and prompt me to place it into a folder. So I can choose a folder to go ahead and add that student work to. So that when you have the setting on teachers only, it's only going to give that option to teachers. So the last one, though, is student and teacher. So if you have this checked as well, then that means every time a student posts something to their journal or into their activities, students are going to get that same pop-up that I just showed you. So when anytime students create some work in their journal. We'll make another circle again, maybe this time 2 circles so you can see the difference. As a student, when they go to post that, they're going to get the same choice. They're going to be prompted and required to place something into a folder. So again, that's another way, especially with some older students, to make sure that your items get organized and they stay nice and neat in your Seesaw. And it really helps kind of grading and facilitating a Seesaw class that has multiple teachers in it a lot more organized and easier to kind of review and look through student work.